Touchdown with Aaron Masemola. On the bench with local legends. Your questions, your heroes.
Welcome to the Touchdown with Aaron Masemola, right here on the Joyride on OFM, the sound of your life for the last 35 years. Now, today we're focusing on the sport of rugby. But no, we are not focusing on the players on the field and also that recent Springbok victory over the All Blacks. We are focusing on the administrative side of rugby. And at this point in time, there are so many people that are working incredibly hard behind the scenes to ensure that you and I get to enjoy the sports that we absolutely love. Today, we are joined by an absolutely incredible lady. Now, she is the first woman chairperson of the UKZN Pietermaritzburg Rugby Club. Her name is Angelique O'Reilly. Angelique, how are you doing today?
I'm well, thanks, and you, Aaron?
I'm doing very, very well. Trust me, we are so excited to have you on the Touchdown. But I would like for us to start the conversation here. How did you fall in love with the sport of rugby? Because usually we expect the lads or the gentlemen to get involved with the game of rugby.
Yes, it's been a very gender solid men's world out there for the past couple of years, but I do think ladies are slowly integrating into the game. As a very young child, my home language being Afrikaans, believe it or not, I grew up in a proper Afrikaans home where Saturdays is rugby. And I used to sit and watch my grandfather and his passion, and you just cannot not want to be part of that. And I think that's where it basically started. And then obviously growing up, going to the Sharks Stadium, attending as much rugby games as I can, meeting players. It's just been, for me, it's such a passionate sport. And from the players right through to the spectators, I mean, it's just, you cannot not love rugby.
That is true. Tell me, I know that you spent some time in the Free State studying at the University of the Free State Koffsies. Have the Cheetahs influenced your love of rugby?
I must say, I've always had a very soft spot for the Cheetahs. I've loved going to the Cheetah Stadium, especially if they played the Sharks. But in my personal opinion, the Cheetahs has always given some of the best players up until Springbok level, as you know. I mean, the Sharks has always signed a lot of players. Great talent comes from the Free State.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Now tell me, you have become the first woman chairperson of the UKZN's Pietermaritzburg Rugby Club.
Yes.
Is this something that you've always wanted? And tell us a little bit about the journey towards this position.
I won't per se say it's something I've always wanted. It's something that accidentally came to me, like out of the... I got involved with a lot of charity work and rugby in Pietermaritzburg itself for the past couple of years. And I've gotten to know a lot of the local boys. And as you get to know them, your passion starts growing even more, to the point where you want to get involved, you want to make things better, you want to see an improvement in their lives as well as the club. And at the end of last year, I joined the UKZN Rugby Club's board and was just helping out where I can. Obviously with COVID, our rugby has been dismal, but about middle of this year, we came to the point where a new chairperson had to be elected, and we talked about it, and my name came up, and yes, I got the position. But yeah, it's something I want. It's something I want to help. I want to grow. I want to serve. But yes, I won't say per se it's something I've always wanted. But when you have something, you appreciate it so much more.
Definitely. Let's talk about the administrative side of rugby. Usually for us, we only see the lads playing over the weekend and we enjoy the game and we simply go home. We forget about what happens behind the scenes. What is incredibly difficult about the work that you do? And also, what are some of the challenges that might lie ahead for you as the new chairperson?
Yes, the pre-planning to a game is so much more than people see. I mean, a spectator comes there, they enjoy the game, and they go home. For us, it takes literally months of planning. We have to now already sit to plan for 2022. You need to make sure there's transport arranged, and not just for the game days, for boys to get to the practices. You need to make sure your students are your student inquiries are taken care of, your players are taken care of. You need to make sure the fields are addressed and marked, and the flag poles have been put up. And especially now with COVID, I mean, the craziness of the precautions we have to take with COVID is just surreal, but you have to do it. So there's so much going into a game that is behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, when the boys run onto that field and they play their hearts out, it's absolutely worth every second of your time. Going forward, challenges for us, COVID. I really do hope we're completely behind the vaccination drive as a club. I really do hope that South Africans will find it in their hearts to go and get vaccinated so that we can get spectators back. Without spectators, the game is dead. So besides COVID, other challenges will, your basic rugby challenges, to recruit the right players, to maintain your playing field, to maintain your club, stuff like that, yeah.
Definitely. Let's talk a little bit about women's rugby in South Africa. That's quite an important conversation, especially keeping one eye on the upcoming Women's Rugby World Cup that will be hosted in New Zealand. How important is it for us to cultivate the sport in South Africa for our ladies?
For me, in my opinion, it's very important. As I said earlier, it's not just a men's game anymore. It's completely gender equality now. And if I take our rugby club, our ladies are playing first division, which is absolutely amazing. And we're getting new ladies joining the club like weekly. Every now and then a new face will just pop up, and it's so nice to see. And, I sometimes talk to them and they go, it's something I never thought I would do, but I enjoy it, except for the fact that I'm getting fitness in and a healthy routine. I'm finding in me there's a passion. And I do think it's really important that we don't gender base it and that we support ladies who is actually good in this sport, wants to grow within it, and can actually make it, as you say, up to World Cup Springbok level.
Definitely. Let's look at the inspirational side of joining a rugby club, or possibly joining the administrative side of rugby as well. The truth of the matter is not everybody can play rugby, but there's always a lot of opportunities behind the scenes doing some of the administrative work like you're doing at the moment. What words of inspiration would you like to share with those of us that would like to join the sport of rugby, but also those of us that are looking for opportunities to join your structures?
For me, the most important thing is you must have heart and soul. This is not a position that you're going to get fame, glory, or anything from. You are here, or we as a board are here to serve. We are here to serve the UKZN Rugby Club. And that is the most important. You must understand that you sometimes will work without being recognized, but your recognition is received from the field. When the boys run out and they win that game, then you know you're doing something right. So sometimes it's a difficult thing to get people involved. But for me, if you've got passion in life and you want to give back, this is the perfect platform to do it.
And how can we join your structures if we're interested?
You guys can, if there's any players who feel they want to get involved with us, you guys can just send an SMS to Jason Willifant. He is our senior head coach of the UKZN Pietermaritzburg Club. His cell phone number is 079 619 8950. And then he'll get back to you, obviously communicate, chat about rugby. And then from an administrative point of view, we are always open for people coming on board and helping. donations, sponsorships, not always monetary value. You know, sometimes we need rugby balls or boots for a player, or somebody to sponsor students so that they can actually get an education while playing the sport they love. So if anybody wants to come on board or needs to contact me, you're more than welcome to give me a shout with that. And my cell phone number is 083 415 9758.
Absolutely beautiful. Angelique, thank you so much for joining us on The Touchdown. And trust me that people across Central South Africa are incredibly proud of your achievements. And of course, we look forward to your team doing incredibly well on and off the field. Thank you so much for joining us on The Touchdown.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Have a great day.
Touchdown with Aaron Masemola. On the bench with local legends. OFM Sport. The personalities behind the plays.